Hey everybody, for today's training, I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I have decided this training will go on a few more extra trainings because I just have so much to give you, and you've been giving me so much feedback for me to really be able to give you even more juicy stuff. Now, today's training, firstly, for those that are watching me on video, please do excuse my crazy curls coming through. Those that are in my world will know that I'm very much, and there's a reason I'm sharing this with you, but I'm very much on my curly girl journey and there's a reason I want to share this story with you, which I will come back to properly shortly, but I'm on my curly hair journey and it's really uncomfortable and it's really hard for me. So today it just hasn't gone well. But anyway, here's the thing. One of the things that I love about the work I do, and I love about what I get to share with beautiful women like yourself, is that ability to start dreaming again, and that ability to get your self-worth, your belief in yourself that you are worthy enough for what you truly desire. Because what I see so much is, and you'll see this if you look at your own life, there'll be certain areas that are really strong for you that you are nailing so well. And then there'll be the area of love that isn't. Now, we've touched on stories this week. We have touched on what you believe about yourself. We've gone into making, a core desire feeling word that can lead you through. And this is all kind of leading up to where we are today. See, I've never been a big vision board person. Now, stay with me here if you're like, oh God, vision boards, because I'm actually not asking you to make a vision board. However, one of the pivotal points in my own journey, and I do want to share a bit of my journey with you today, just so you can understand. I'm not just someone who's sitting here trying to tell you this is how to literally magically change your love life. I have walked that walk. I was someone that always had the underdog boyfriend. By that I mean the person that come in and kind of the rough around the edges and had their sob story, and I would swoop in like there to save the day. I was the one that was absolutely abandoned and heartbroken. I was the one that had the big career and the big success, and everyone around me seemed to have their relationship sorted out, but I didn't. So to give you a brief kind of outline of what took me to where I am now, I didn't start out as a love coach. I started out as a confidence coach. I started out as someone who helped women heal their deep trauma. So, for instance, one of my clients had a partner who'd committed suicide at the very beginning. I started out really helping women tune in to what was stopping them not feel good enough. And through that journey was actually a journey in which I started to heal myself. See, I went from a big sales career. I had the big fancy car where I ended up meeting my son's biological father. And that's another story in itself. But to fast track those that know, I ended up having Liam on my own. And that's where it really got super sticky. Have you ever had that defining moment where you're like, that's enough in a certain area of your life, where it's weight loss, whether it's career, whether it's money, whether it's whatever, a relationship? See, I'm not so sure all those defining moments happen. And it certainly didn't for me that I can recall. It was more of a following the breadcrumbs and knowing, and it was more actually following, knowing my inner truth, following what I knew to be in my heart, the truth, and letting myself follow that. So whether that's there has to be more, whether that was there has to be more from love. See, one of the things that got said to me during my time was, it's called settling down, not settling up, Faye. And I was in a relationship I really didn't want to be in. And I was really struggling with the concept of the fact that Liam got on okay with him. Liam was still very little at this stage. And I was in a battlefield of no one around me had the relationship I truly desired and knew was out there. Does that make sense? If you ever looked at other people and you think, that's just not how life's meant to be, that was the longing inside of me. And that's the longing I see within my clients, is that there has to be more. There has to be more. And during that phase, and that really was actually, if there was going to be a defining moment, It was that, no. So here's what I want you to think about today. I've got to move away from this because I feel like I'm just, all I can see is my curls. It's dreaming the dream. One of the big things I teach my clients to do, and one of the big things that you need to do, is learn to be all of you and really embrace your dreams and your passions. See, I don't play by no one else's rules but my own. That's my little joke. And that was very much my energy in finding love. I don't play by no one else's rules but my own. A bit of a mantra for me. I didn't follow the same rules that people would do at school. I didn't follow the same rules that people would do with finding jobs, careers. Even my career now isn't following the standard path, is it? So this is about tapping into your uniqueness. So when I mentioned about dream boards, I've never been on vision boards. I've never been a fan of vision boards, and actually did my first one this year, which I really enjoyed. And it's interesting because it's already changed. I've already adapted and changed it. Maybe it's the first one I've ever done, but I'm not a very visual person. So this is about tapping into your uniqueness. And this is where really, if we were getting into the NLP world, we'd look at whether you're more of an auditory person, which I am, more of a visual person, more of a touchy-feely person, more of a sensory person. We'd look at what was right for you. Because over the years, and I can guarantee as I speak to every single one of you, you're going to have forgotten your uniqueness. You are going to have forgotten that spark inside of you. And if anything, you're going to be scared of that spark inside of you because someone's told you it's too much. Someone's told you you're not enough. So today's training is about the uniqueness of you. What parts have you forgotten? And by that I mean, if you totally were unapologetic about who you were, what would you be changing about yourself? How would you be showing up? You see, over the years, we merge, we flex, we blend into what other people want us to be. And I want you to start leaning into, how do I make my own rules? How do I give myself permission to be who I want to be? Now, I get challenged a lot with this, but I don't know, Faye. I don't know who I want to be. I don't know how to be that person. So here's the thing. What's one small thing that when you look back in the past you were criticised for that actually worked out really well for you? So let me share one of mine. And it's even come up for me today. So I want to say by nature, but actually it is by nature. By nature, I am a justice seeker. I am someone that is like, no. If something's wrong, I will stand there and I'll say it's wrong. And if something's right, I will stand there and say it's right. And I've got quite a fire in my belly for things that are injustice. If I see an injustice going on in the world, no. But over the years, I was told, especially in a career, in a sales career, that I needed to tone that down. And that wasn't good for business, or that in a relationship, I was told I was too fiery, that I wanted too much, that I was too passionate. And I distinctly remember actually saying, you're expecting too much. But I wasn't expecting too much. This is about standards. So we get in life the standard of which we accept in life. Now, if you're excelling really well in one area, then that's because you've set a standard. That's the way it is. The reason that it's not in relationships is because the standard isn't there, because somewhere along the line you've been wounded and you've been told that's not okay. So what I want you to start looking at, we looked at archetypes yesterday and we looked at all what role we're playing. I want to strip that down a little bit. If you were to draw and literally get out a page and just go, right, I'm creating me from start again. I'm going to walk out the house after writing this, and everyone, this is who they're going to know. They're not going to remember the old me. Not going to remember the me that worries about how I look. They're not going to remember the me that worries what other people think. It's not going to be me that settles in life. I'm going to be me. If I could recreate me and be my most unique self without worry and fear what the world thought, how it would hurt my mum, how it would hurt my dad, how it would impact not so much our children, but how it would impact, but yeah, in one way, how it would impact our children, how it would impact the world around us. Like, who do you truly want to be in the world? And for this task, and we're making this a really quick training today because I want to dive deeper into even more stuff tomorrow. But who do you truly want to be? If you could just put that into 3 words, like we had your word at the start of the week, how you want to feel. What are kind of the 3 sentences or 3 words, whatever's right for you, and it can be visual if you want it to be. But who do you want to be at your unique, absolute core? Who do you want to be in this world? And you can make this list as long as 20, you can make it as long as 3, 4, 5. But who are you? If I was about to introduce you onto a dating stage and I was like, I don't know, here's Sandra. Sandra is. What would that be? Sandra is strong. Sally is amazing. Sarah loves to do this. Sarah loves to do that. Like, what would be almost your pitch about who you are? Make it 3 to 5 tonight so we can play around with it. But this is about really starting to dream the dream. This is about starting to really create who you are meant to be, your absolute core, without fear and without shame. Right, let's take a breath. So all the work I teach you to do is magnifying you, which magnifies you for love. If you want to magnify love to you, you have to magnify you. And to do that, you have to be so in love with who you are, wounds, future, present, past, everything. You have to be ready to step out into the world of who you truly want to be. So I should have done this at the very start of the first training. I want you to think about how confident you are in finding true lasting love. So at the start, the very first training, what were you? 1 out of 10, 1 being not ready, 10 being 10. And I want you to slowly start looking throughout these trainings where that's building up. Because this is about healing you. So you can literally step out into the world of love and embody love, embody strength, embody the values, because ultimately this is a values exercise of how you want to live the rest of your life. See, life isn't meant to be tough. It's meant to be magical. And yes, I'm not saying that there isn't challenges. That's the beauty in finding the right relationship that will stand the test of time. This ultimately is about you radiating you. So you can truly be all of who you want to be and step into who you want to be. So you can attract the person you want to be with. So let me know in the comments, let me know in the feedback, wherever you're listening to this training on the live, whether you're having it via recording, let me know what is the right word for introducing you. What are the right, I am. Whatever feels right to you, right? I am sending you so much love. Like I said, I've decided I am going to extend this training. It was only meant to be 3 trainings. We are going to extend it because I want you to get the absolute most of becoming all of you so you can fully go out into the world and attract that love you truly desire, keep it and not scare it away. So I'm sending you so